Alright, last we're going to talk about the discriminant. This discriminant is actually inside the quadratic formula, and you've seen it before. It's the b squared minus 4ac. So there's going to be 3 types, but actually 4 types of solution. So this is what I mean. So if b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, you can actually have 2 solutions. So if it's a perfect square, then you have 2 real solutions. But if you have a non-perfect square, well, before that, example of perfect square is like the square root of 16 or the square root of 25. When you plug in b, ac, and then you come out with square root 16 and square root 25, those are perfect squares. Now the next part is when you have non-perfect square roots or non-perfect squares. So non-perfect square is like, for example, the square root of 3, the square root of 2, or the square root of 14. So 3, 2, and 14 are non-perfect squares. When you have that, you're going to have 2 irrational solutions. So, perfect squares, 2 real solution. Non-perfect squares, inside the square root, irrational solution. Alright, next is when you have b squared minus 4ac equal to 0. So when it's equal to 0, that means you just have 1 real solution. That's it. Meaning, say you have like 36 minus 36 inside the square root, and then it will be just 0 inside the square root, then is it 0? And it ultimately means you only have 1 real solution. That's all it is. Last, we're going to work with when b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, meaning you're going to have complex numbers. So for example, say you have negative 12 inside the square root, or negative 20 inside the square root. Basically, if you have a negative number, you're going to have 2 complex solutions. So, if you were asked about the discriminant, you're just mainly going to look at the b squared minus 4ac. If it's more than 0, perfect square or non-perfect square, 2 real solution or 2 irrational solutions. So, to clarify, if it's a perfect square, like 16, 25, 36, 64, and so on, 2 real solution. If it's a non-perfect square, like 3, 2, 14, or even 24, or even 5, 2 irrational solutions. When you have a 0 inside the square root, meaning when b squared minus 4ac equals 0, so it's just going to be 1 real solution. That's it. And then when b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, you're going to have negative numbers inside the square root, so 2 complex solutions. When you're asked about the discriminant, you're just going to find the value of b squared minus 4ac, and then based on the answer that you got, you're going to determine if it's 2 real solution, 2 irrational solution, one real solution and two complex solutions, which is pretty straightforward.